exchange? First of all, James Dolan was wrong in a multitude of ways. The man said sell the team. James Dolan said that's not an opinion. If that isn't an opinion, what is? The man thinks you should sell a team? How is that not an opinion? Listen, James Dolan is obviously a brilliant businessman, knows how to make money, okay? So we can't take that away from him. I'm assuming you're that way because you got an education, okay? How is that not an opinion? How? When did that happen? How is that not an opinion? The man thinks you should sell the team. Okay, here's what's factual. That the New York Knicks have been anything but impressive under your stewardship since you took over in 2000. 5 playoff appearances. We're approaching the 6th consecutive year you've missed the playoffs. 1 Atlantic Division crown to show for all your efforts spanning nearly 20 damn years. Why would I be so annoyed with this, ladies and gentlemen? Why would this rake my nerves? Why would I feel the need as a native, even though I'm a native New Yorker and a diehard lifelong Knicks fan, why would I feel the need to be so agitated, so perturbed, so annoyed beyond comprehension over something this small, almost as small as Dolan? And by small, I mean petty, thin-skinned, weak, and the antithesis of the street fighter he called himself. Why would I feel the need to be so upset? It's very, very simple. Open your damn eyes. If you're going to be in the news for petty stuff like this, why would a free agent want to come here? Think about it.
The Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Stephen A. Smith Show appear via the Shell Oil Performance Line, and you can always get in touch with the show through the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed.
If you missed my opening segment today, go check it out on demand in the Stephen A. Smith podcast, brought to you by Capital One. Capital One is reimagining banking, offering accounts with no fees or minimums that can be opened in 5 minutes. Capital One, hey, what's in your wallet? 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You are listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Before I get even or delve further into the whole Russell Westbrook situation in Utah last night with the fan Shane Keisel, we're going to play the sound. First from Russell Westbrook, then from the fan in question, who provoked the ire of Russell Westbrook. Let's listen to all of that. Let's listen to what Russell Westbrook had to say. Play that, Cat.
I promise you. You think I'm playing? I swear to God. I'll you up. You and your wife. I'll you up. No. I promise you. Everything I love. Everything I love. I promise you.
That was Russell Westbrook talking to that fan there. You heard what he had to say. Said, I'll F you up. You and your wife, which obviously we don't condone. And in fairness to Russell Westbrook, he immediately proclaimed after the game, he has never, nor would he ever, put his hands on a woman. He did say that. So he was just sounding off. But that guy is an entirely different matter altogether. If you look at his Twitter handle, S. Keisel SKEISEL 391. Well, first of all, he deleted most of the tweets that he's had, and then folks found some of the things that he said and some of the things that he's talked about. Russell Westbrook needing to get his behind kicked or whatever. You got to remember with NBA schedules, everybody knows when you're coming to town. They know who's coming to town, and they know when they are coming to town. And so I don't know if there's any direct history with this particular fan, but there clearly is history with Russell Westbrook and the fans in Utah. This is Shane Keisel and what he had to say in response to Russell Westbrook. Listen to this.
Me and him were we were kind of having fun, to be honest.
At least you thought you were having fun?
Yeah, he was smiling at one point, and there was a lot of people, because it was when, Joe would come by and poked Paul George in the eye, and then Joe goes over and apologizes immediately. Russ is just F-bombing and carrying on, acting a fool down here, and everybody's getting on him. And he had, I guess, heat. I thought it was ice. I just told him, I'm like, just sit down and ice your knees, bro. And he turned to me and he's like, that's heat. And I'm like, well, you're going to need it. And then it turned into not safe for work.
Shane Keisel's lying. He's lying through his teeth. First of all, Russell Westbrook smiling at fans. Ladies and gentlemen, Russell Westbrook barely smiles at anybody. So that's a lie. Secondly, Russell Westbrook, all you said to him, sit down and ice your knee, bro. Really? Really? Nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying that. If you got to err on the side of caution in terms of who to believe, it's easy to side with Russell Westbrook in this particular equation. It goes a few steps further. The fan base in Utah, Salt Lake City. Let's be very clear. There's history here. There's history of some issues, some problems that you've had in terms of the rabid fan base available to you all and how you react. We've also, listen, it's the only game in town. You ain't got no football team. You ain't got no basketball team. You don't have that. You do not have that. Okay? And you got fans that come out there, and even though they're stringent with their rules about excessive alcohol use, and security in Utah, from what I'm told, does an excellent job of really piping down on that stuff and making sure they're relatively restrictive in the amount of alcohol people are consuming at these games. Nevertheless, sometimes alcohol is involved. But the rabid fan base that exists in Utah, Dennis Rodman, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook on numerous occasions, along with various other athletes, it can get ugly there. So this dude, Shane Keisel, stop lying. Just stop lying. Good and damn well, that ain't what you said, ice your knee. You said something else. Russell Westbrook and Patrick Patterson, his teammate that was sitting right next to him, confirmed that what Russell Westbrook said was the absolute truth. Something along the lines, what was it, Nuno? Get on your knees like you've done in the past. Russell Westbrook absorbed that as racial overtones or undertones. He had a problem with it. And that wasn't the only thing that was said to him. And what he said, I've been in the league 11 years. I ain't get in trouble. I don't bother anybody. It's true. Russell Westbrook is ferocious and violent as he is on the court in the heat of competition. What trouble has he ever been in? Who has he ever been accused of bothering? When has he ever gotten in trouble with the law or anything like that? When? So again, I'm going to roll with Russell Westbrook on this. That much I can tell you. But I will say this. Under no circumstances, Russell Westbrook, if you want to play basketball, under no circumstances can you attack a fan. They're showing footage now. They just showed it on ESPN News. Russell Westbrook is courtside, and a fan stands up and stick up both middle fingers. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go here. It's usually the white fans, the few ignorant ones that they are, because most fans are decent at their core. But you don't see brothers usually having those kind of problems with black fans. And if you white out there, maybe you can answer it. Because why the excessive vitriol? Why talking about somebody's family? Why talking about somebody's race? Why talking somebody's culture? Why talking about somebody as a human being? Why go there? Why would that old middle-aged white guy that you just saw on camera be standing up? You're a grown man. Why are you standing up, sticking up your middle finger at Russell Westbrook like that, to the point where his teammates walked over and they were staring at the guy? Why would you do that? And Russell Westbrook was absolutely right with what he said in a press conference last year. They wouldn't walk up to him on the street doing that. They walk up to you in an arena because they know they're protected. So at some point in time, what should, if anything at all, do you think the NBA should do about it? These are legitimate questions. Having said all that, I'm going to say it one last time. Russell Westbrook, under no circumstances can he ever go into the stands. No player should go into the stands. You'd be Ron Artest all over again. The NBA and any sports league is quick to tell you there is never, ever, ever an excuse to go into the stands. I was at the football game with Seattle and Philadelphia a couple of years ago when cats had to be restrained from going into the stands after fans and security yanked him down. I forgot which player it was. I think it was Sheldon Richardson, but I'm not sure. Can't do that. You'll never win that fight. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Back with your phone calls in a minute. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. By the way, the college basketball season is winding down, and that means we must turn our attention to the Wendy's Wooden Watch. The John R. Wooden Men's Player of the Year Award, presented by Wendy's, is the most prestigious individual honor in college basketball, awarded to the country's most outstanding player who is also making progress towards earning a degree. Go to ESPN.com and search Wooden Watch for the list of players on a Wooden Award 2018-2019 men's national ballot. Tune in tonight as Rua Hakimura and the number one Gonzaga take on St. Mary's for the WCC title at 9 p.m. on Eastern. If I mispronounced that name, I apologize, and I'll pronounce it correctly when I come back from commercial. I don't know how to pronounce that, man.